In 1938, I was told that I wasn't the natural offspring of my foster parents, and you know, they said, well, your Aunt Mary is really your grandmother, and that set the trend in motion. So I wanted to find out where my natural parents were. So I thought, I'll go up Downend Library and I'll ask them for some information. Fortunately, somebody got interested in it very deeply and said, oh well, we'll operate the internet and we'll try and find out more about you. In fact, it's purely by use of the staff in Downend Library that I was able to do anything. And then I thought, well, you know, we could possibly use the internet to research the family as a consequence. And now on the internet we can research the name of Cullimore. I knew that I had a girl relative, some 7.5 years younger than me. So by using the internet, and I knew that she was courting a Pole when she was in the army. So I didn't know his name, but on the internet, strangely enough, the name, his name came up as well as my sister's. And on the internet it said that she had married this Pole and that they had travelled to New Zealand and were naturalised New Zealanders.
It was just before Christmas last year when Jim came into the library and said, can somebody help me? I need to trace my family tree. Well, we already knew that Jim had written a book, There's One Born Every Minute, but there were still some facts and figures and some piecing together of this jigsaw of Jim's early life that he needed to add. So it was agreed that Jim would come in and we'd sit down one afternoon, he'd bring in the information he already had, and we'd look on our ancestry site, for which we have free access here in the library, and to see what we could piece together.
I wrote a letter to the address which had been seen on the internet, and I waited some 5 weeks, but no reply. So I wrote to the New Zealand Electoral Office and put my case, and they returned and said, I'm very sorry, we can't do anything about it, but we will forward your letter to an address we have, which seems to me to be the people you want to contact.
One of my colleagues was checking the email messages, and she said, oh Helen, you better just check this one a minute. There's a message here concerning Mr. Cullimore. So I said, oh, well, let me have a look. And my eyes lit up straight away, and immediately I got on the phone and I said, Jim, you're going to have to sit down. We've got news here from your sister. She's made contact and wants you to phone her as soon as possible. And as soon as I spoke to Jim, I could hear the joy in Jim's voice. He was overjoyed. And he immediately said, I'm on my way, put the phone down, before he even had a chance to say thank you. And he was on his way, and within 5 or 10 minutes he was here, reading the message. And I understand then, Jim, you then went home, phoned your sister. I'm not sure about the time difference, but that didn't seem to matter, did it?
It didn't. She gave me her new address, and from then on we've been in constant touch by phone and by post.